Apologies for some technical difficulties there, but I believe we should be all up and running now. We're just trying to sort out the scores, just work out what's going on. And I'm currently also doing Nick's job too. And, oh, there we go. So it wasn't 3-4. That is the end of the game. Gunnin and Rosco taking that one. Not quite sure what the final score was in the end, but I do know that they at least scored 11. So that's something. My maths is at least that good. And just in time, we're back on, and Nick is going to be just settling down and coming back to take over from this short interlude that I've done. Apologies for the drool that's coming out of my mouth, but some may love it, some may hate it. Bit like Marmite, we can live with it. You can live with it. Keep your eyes peeled. We're here all afternoon until we're not.
Welcome back to the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup here, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel for PickleB.co.uk and Pickleball events in association with Skechers, Pickleball and Frylink. I'm pleased to say that we've got our top seeds on the centre court now, on the show courts, as we welcome Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin to the show court. They'll be taking on the familiar partnership of Tracy Walker and Ian Marshall. It'll be Walker and Marshall at the bottom of your screen. Hill and Bourgoin at the top. And we're underway already. That serve just goes long, Scott. But Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin, a lot of background class to their pickleball profile.
Yeah, this will be the first time I've actually seen these guys play. But first, can we just get a birth certificate check? I mean, hang on a minute. Some of these look younger than me. What's going on here? Fit as a fiddle, as I say. Fit as a fiddle.
All four players in very good shape and ready to put a show on, I'm sure. Nathan Hill got the rare feat of being from the north of the UK, Scott, so struggles for regular playing partners of a high enough quality, but he's a man who travels throughout the UK to ensure that he maintains his ability. Sometimes can be difficult keeping up your levels when you're fairly isolated away from a talent pool that can keep you at the top of your game.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely sort of pockets and pools of places that are growing, and that's the promising thing all over the country, you know, Wales included. I suppose, yeah, speaking from experience in Wales, we're one of those sort of small pools of players. And again, I think what's important is coming to these events, learning from them, getting experience from them, and then taking that experience back to your pool of players back home to help them grow and develop, which in doing so will help you develop too. So just got to keep chipping away, be patient, and just keep working on your own game as best you can with what you have in front of you.
Yeah, real likeable guy, Nathan Hill, with a background in squash. Used to play county level squash and runs a lot of pickleball sessions up north in the Yorkshire area, York and Leeds.
Yep, and they're the sort of people that we need in this sport, and the reason why this sport is growing is because of people like him. So yeah, a credit to him.
I think he'll be partnering Ian Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow as well in the men's doubles for the Senior Open.
Favourites for tomorrow then, with something like that?
Yeah, there's a stack draw tomorrow in the men's doubles as well. I know Stimpson and Bassford will have their eyes on the prize there tomorrow, as will one or two other partnerships as well.
See if I can stick around and maybe try and catch a few more commentary positions if I don't get sacked by the end of today.
Definitely not, my friend. Doing well in the comms booth as you did on court this morning. So Ian Marshall from the northern territories of the UK as well, hailing from Leeds.
Some great drops there. Great drops onto that forehand side and really put the pressure on. 2 in a row, and that's where the consistency at this level really helps.
Yeah, that's nice from Marshall, not messing around with the put away. So an early lead here for Hill and Bourgoin. Great control initially from Walker, but then just fails to put the volley away. That's a great leave from Ian Marshall. Bourgoin had worked her way through the transition zone nicely, coming from the baseline into that mid-court region and then up to the kitchen line, just failing to put the volley away.
She's got an absolutely excellent topspin on that ball, and it really does sort of dip below the net, which sets up those pop-ups. Just see if she can, like you said, put them away. And once she's got that shot under, I think it's a really lethal sort of combination play that she's got going there.
Regular partners together, Bourgoin and Hill, so they know each other's game, and you can see their communication during points there, just helping them out in relation to their teamwork. Look at the power though, look at the power from Bourgoin.
So good, so good, just effortless as well, just makes it look so easy.
So what can Marshall and Walker do to negate the power from Bourgoin? What would you recommend as part of a strategy when you've got a player who can drive so well and hit the ball so hard?
I think an underused shot in this sport, and Rob Adams, who's just behind me now, actually was sort of speaking to me last week about it, is rather than sort of that push volley, but instead actually using the block volley and making them come into the net with that block volley. A shot that you don't really see as much. A lot of people try to avoid it. It is difficult to execute, but maybe just chucking a block volley in here and there, making them come into the kitchen, and seeing what the hand battles are like maybe at the kitchen instead of that sort of constant onslaught with the drives.
Yeah, it's definitely a change in tactic in pickleball, where traditionally we're trying to keep our opponents at the back of the court, but where players are highly efficient at speeding up and driving, start to see that encouragement of bringing them forward to test out their short game more than their long game.
And again, that feels like it's just been in the space of sort of 3-6 months, maybe a year almost, but with a lot of players coming from tennis and things like that, me personally, that's what I'm trying to do now. Is I much prefer to be at the kitchen. I love that sort of battle at the kitchen, and I don't have a power game myself. Very jealous of the people that do. Yeah, it's almost gone full circle, really, this pickleball malarkey. Trying to bring them back into the kitchen and sort of taking your chances there instead. But sometimes the onslaught is just so much. And again, that then goes back to that mental side of it, is just continuing with that strategy of sticking to it and trying to stop those hard-hitting shots.
More power off the paddle of Nathan Hill there. Walker not able to defend, but Marshall and Walker very much holding their own in this encounter. I expected Bourgoin and Hill to fairly run away with this, but been impressed with Marshall and Walker, who've stayed resolute in their defences thus far. So Hill and Bourgoin do get to 6 first, and we see the change of ends. If Marshall and Walker can get to the kitchen line and encourage, like you suggest, Scott, Bourgoin in particular to the kitchen line, and exchange in some of those slower rallies, some of those tactical rallies, you feel they could be successful here?
I think so, yeah. Just not even just to win the points, but almost just to break up a bit of a rhythm, because when these players get that arm going, well, yeah, as you see, just evidence there. But once they get their arm going and with that power game, they really build in confidence. So yeah, just mixing it up and doing something a little bit different might just upset their rhythm a bit as well.
Very calm on court, Nathan Hill, and possibly got away with one there. The wry smile. Bit of a fact here, miscommunication there between Marshall and Walker in mixed doubles. That's definitely in any version of the game, that's definitely the player on the left-hand side of the court who should be looking to dominate. That volley there down the middle, the forehand needs to dominate. Yeah, that's great positioning from Ian Marshall. And again, we referenced at the turnaround the opportunity just to engage in some of the tactical exchanges at the kitchen line would benefit Marshall and Walker, and we've seen an example of that there.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of points where that's where they found their success. So. And here we go, a bit of momentum.
Just notice there, Bourgoin and Hill just backing off from the kitchen line, and when there's an onslaught, the minute you start backing off, it's difficult to halt that momentum back towards the baseline.
Yeah, it's sort of very instinctive to back off in those situations, and you sort of see them in sync doing it. And trying to hit that reset back into the kitchen is so difficult doing that. Maybe a bit of luck's needed every now and then in those positions.
Yeah, great speed up from Marshall, but again, the success comes on the back of tactical play at the kitchen line. Two-point game here. And these exchange, nice speed up from Hill. Just catches the paddle of Walker, who gives a wry smile over to the comms booth. But these exchanges at the kitchen have just nullified the power of Bourgoin, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you clip the top of the net with a bit of topspin, you can trust that luck that, you know, you are intending to hit a shot like that. But if it wasn't for that, they were having success in that area, so I think they've just got to keep doing what they're doing there and trust this tactic for now.
Yeah, that's a great angle from Walker. Not just the angle, but the power in the smash as well, as we can see here on our instant replay, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel. And this time it's Marshall. So Walker and Marshall just mixing it up slightly here. And where Bourgoin and Hill were dominating the early exchanges, Walker and Marshall must feel a little bit buoyed by the fact that they're winning more of the exchanges. That's a nice put away from Nathan Hill, captain of JDS Foods in the Challenger, in the PPL Masters Season 2 division. So scoring opportunity for Bourgoin and Hill. Hill rescues that nicely, but that goes long, and that ball's too low, close to the net for a speed up, Scott.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just got to take your medicine, and in the moment it is sometimes difficult to play the sort of right shot that's in front of you, but sometimes there's nothing wrong with playing that percentage shot at all.
Great reset from Hill, great seat reset from Hill again. But Tracy Walker generates the space and utilises it really well, just not overplaying on the volley, just placing it to perfection. Got a ball on court. No, we haven't got a ball on court. We've got Nathan Hill serving from the wrong spot, who wants us to rewind the video. Not normally an error you associate with Hill, but you do find he has difficulties sometimes playing with balls that are not the colour yellow. Bit of a fact about Nathan Hill, Scott, that he's actually colourblind.
I did not know that.
A bit more of a challenge for Hill. Great rally here, live at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. It's Bourgoin and Hill who come out on top of that exchange, but brilliant action in our 50+ mixed doubles open.
An absolute joy to watch there, absolute joy.
So, game point, and there you go. Delivered by Hill. but fantastic play from Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin. They continue their march towards the latter stages of the competition. We look forward to the next game on the show court, which features the man himself, my second favourite Bassford. It's Richard Bassford playing with Naomi Reynoso. They'll be taking on the partnership of Lindsay Thomas and Kevin J. So don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with some more great action after this short break.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Tyson McGuffin here with Yola Pickleball. This is the new Magnus Lion CAS paddle, stands for carbon abrasion surface. Carbon abrasion on the surface here. It's a double frame carbon fiber construction, great for performance, very durable, and it's edgeless, it's lightweight, it's aerodynamic, and it looks the part, I'll tell you what. It's the same elongated shape that I've been playing with since day one. Yola did a great job with really making the hitting zone very forgiving. It has a ton of pop, and it just seems like the hitting zone is very consistent. This paddle is going to take your game to the next level. Go Yola.
Navigating the complexities of international taxation can be challenging. Partnering with a tax consultant from ICXO offers numerous benefits. Our experts provide tailored advice on corporate tax structures, intercompany financing, and tax-efficient cross-border transactions, ensuring compliance and optimal.
Welcome back to Hampshire here live for the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. Now 50 plus mixed doubles open section, and we're already underway. An eager Richard Bassford and Naomi Reynoso playing against Kevin J and Lindsay Thomas. So it's Bassford and Reynoso at the top of your screen, and J and Thomas at the bottom. And Scott Mayo has left us in the commentary booth. Something to do with a ratatouille and a chicken with Maisie Wise, and he's been replaced by Rob Adams. Rob, good afternoon.
Nick, always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's great to see some 50 plus action they had at the Basingstoke Tournated event.
Yeah, great for you to spend some time with us here, Rob, this afternoon. So, very familiar with Richard Bassford and know Amy Reynoso. Probably, what a shot from Reynoso. Just as I say that, pierces the partnership of Thomas and Jay. Probably the partnership that have played together for the longest amount of time. Stalwarts of the pickleball scene here in the senior division. Mixed doubles. That's nice from Lindsay Thomas in defence. Just catches the net cord. And Bassford and Reynoso not able to react to that. Seen Kevin Jay play a couple of times as well. Look at the power from Naomi Reynoso. Catches the sideline. And it's showtime on the show court for Naomi Reynoso. Electric start, Rob.
Yeah, it's very, very good from Reynoso and Bassford here. They, they're not afraid to speed the ball up, and they're really targeting that Jay backhand and that Thomas backhand down the middle, just as we see Thomas that one into the net for return of serve. Fast start here from Bassford and Reynoso.
Yeah, they're racing to a 5-0 lead already, and that serve goes long, and in the blink of an eye, it's 6-0 and a change of ends. And as quickly as they got on show court, it seems that Bassford and Reynoso want to be off as quick as they possibly can.
Very, very experienced duo, this pair. They've played the circuit, they've played the sport for many years, so part of me isn't surprised as Reynoso hammers that one down the middle. What a haymaker that was.
Yeah, the X40 very well suited to Reynoso's style of play. All-out aggression from Reynoso. That serve goes long. Sorry, the return goes long from Jay. So it's 8-0.
That's another great shot down the line from Bassford, targeting that Thomas backhand. They are flying.
2 points from victory. Blink and you miss it. What a shot from Reynoso. Backspin, dipping into the kitchen. There's nothing Jay can do about it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The Bassford-Reynoso train is in town, and there's no stopping it. It's Reynoso again. And there we go. It's our first pickle of the day. It's a bagel, it's a donut, it's a duck egg. 11-0, Reynoso and Bassford. You asked for entertainment, and Bassford and Reynoso brought it in abundance. 11-0, over in a flash. Blink and you miss it. Things you love to see, Rob.
That was crazy. That was over within minutes. I mean, amazing from Reynoso and Bassford there. They brought the fire and they brought the winners. Unreal.
Simon Farr, can you believe what you're watching? The logistics man in Simon Farr providing comment yet again. We're back on schedule, and we've seen an unbelievable performance there. We'll be back with more action from our seniors in our mixed doubles right after this short break.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Could you tell where my head was at when you found me? Me and you went to
Modern IT landscapes are increasingly complex, with evolving security threats and the growing demand for seamless service delivery. A managed IT SIM platform enables businesses to overcome these challenges by streamlining processes, enhancing operational efficiency, strengthening security measures, and providing a scalable, cost-effective approach to IT service management. ICTO helps businesses optimize their managed IT SIM platforms by providing expert guidance, automation, and strategic IT service management solutions, ensuring efficiency, scalability, and enhanced service delivery while reducing costs and downtime. ICTO, here when you need it.
Welcome back to the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup here, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on our YouTube channel for pickleball events, pickleb.co.uk. We're here with another game from our 50+ mixed doubles open, featuring Ian Marshall and Tracy Walker at the bottom of your screen. They're taking on Ashley Gunning and Claire Rosco. And we've got another change in the commentary box. Joining me for the first time this weekend is Georgie Gert. Georgie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nick. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here and commenting on what I think is going to be a really good game, because we have seen both these teams in action earlier and they are both absolutely fantastic. So this is going to be a good one. I can feel it.
Yeah, some great talent on show throughout the two divisions here in our mixed doubles. Over 372 players playing this weekend across 20 acrylic courts with the Franklin X40. And these are some of our top seniors in the UK.
I feel like every tournament that PickleB puts on, the talent just gets better and better, and the quality every time is improving. It's so nice to see.
Especially as you tend to play in every one of them. Georgie?
My quality varies a lot, so I can't speak on that.
Well, I can. One of the top players in her own right, Georgie Gert, joining us for expert analysis here in the comms booth today and hopefully tomorrow too. Georgie, what are your plans tomorrow?
So I'm going to be up very bright and very early to play with my fantastic partner, Rob Adams, in the open category, which looks absolutely stacked. It's going to be a tough morning for us, but we will do our best and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it is an impressive draw, highly competitive, but players of the standard of yourself and Rob will equally match the calibre, I'm sure.
We will see. It's just, on the day, how it goes. And for Gunning and Rosco, it looks like this might be their day. They've taken an early 4-0 lead. Just waving to get the ball back over there.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Rosco and Gunning. Marshall and Walker, this is definitely a game they need to win, though, if they're to advance through to the latter stages of the competition. In fact, it's a crucial game for both pairings. If we look at the results from previous, that's just a top edge from Walker. An unfamiliar error from the very likeable Tracy Walker. Ashley Gunning playing here from the Cayman Islands, and believe it or not, it's a bit of a hot spot for pickleball, the Cayman Islands, Georgie.
I do believe it.
Maybe you can arrange a visit overseas to play some pickleball there.
I think we should. Actually know a couple of players from the Cayman Islands. They've got some really good tournaments there.
I was thinking more along the lines of a next-gen meetup.
Oh, maybe if I get the finances, maybe if I get an investor, we can arrange that. Got a few people in mind. I think my friend Jerry plays in the Cayman Islands. I think he said something like 40% of the people there play pickleball, which is just fantastic. Every day you've got people to play with, living the dream.
That's unbelievable knowledge from Georgie Gert.
That could be fake news, I don't know.
40% of the people in the
I
Cayman
will
Islands play
fact check
pickleball.
that on Google when I get home. Got a lovely game here though. There's a really nice mix of drive, soft play, resetting, working out when to speed that ball up, and that was a great decision there.
Yeah, it's a nice speed up
from
from
Ian
Ian Marshall. Yeah, great speed up, and that's the type of play they need if they're going to get back into this game.
The one thing you'll see here at this level is really deep serves, really deep returns, and that just really sets you up for that point. If you can make sure that ball's pushing your opponents back, it's going to set you up nicely to win the point.
Lob from Marshall, changes the play up, and then the put away from Walker. I like the change in tactic there, the surprise change in tactic from Marshall, Georgie.
Absolutely, it's so important in pickleball to keep it unpredictable. Don't keep playing the same shot over and over. Otherwise, you just fall into the pattern play, your opponents get used to it, and then they can just adapt accordingly.
And at the change of ends, it was 6-0 to Gunning and Rosco. Since then, Walker and Marshall have amassed 5 points in a row and forced their way back into this one. And Marshall has exploded onto centre stage here.
Fantastic shot down the middle there. Perfect placement on that. Perfection.
Ooh.
And there we go, it's 6-all.
Yeah, we're tied at 6-all.
And that's pickleball. You never know what's going to happen.
Game on here, live at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup in this crucial group encounter. Group B encounter here, which is a must-win for both pairings if they're to advance through to the semi-finals. Great placement from Walker, just puts the pressure on Gunning. And the tide's changed, Georgie. The battle is being won by Marshall and Walker.
It absolutely is. And can they keep it up? And with a net cord like that, it's going to be tricky for them.
Yeah, just when you need a little bit of luck, just when you need to stop the momentum, you can rely on the net tape to aid the cause. Slice spin serve. Great angle from Walker.
Fantastic angle. And it's so important in pickleball when you get to the kitchen, rather than just keeping people pushed back all the time. A nice little angle on that in a way that they just can't return the ball is so effective. Sometimes it is just placement over power.
So 1 point game here. The ball goes aerial. Nice control on the backhand from Rosco.
Flash of paddles
Speed
there, but
up
it's paid off
from
for them.
Marshall, the paddles kiss in the middle. And it's Marshall who comes out on top of the exchange. Ian Marshall just beginning to dominate, Georgie.
This game has evened up a lot since that initial 6-0 we had at the beginning of the game from Gunning and Rosco. But to be honest, Nick, I feel like this game could go either way.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that statement at all. It's difficult to call one way or the other at the minute. Definitely a game of changing fortunes and momentum, though. Just feel like Rosco and Gunning need to get back to putting that ball into the kitchen a little bit more often than what they're doing at the minute.
I completely agree, Nick. And both sides have great shots. They've got all the skill set. And sometimes it just boils down to a bit of consistency.
Great rescue from Marshall. Lob sends Gunning back.
Like the great Peter Hitchman says, just make balls. Keep that ball in play.
What a rally this is. Great rally. Gunning walks away in frustration. Fantastic action here in our mixed doubles open for our senior players. 2 points now for victory for Marshall and Walker to complete the comeback. Walker sets the opportunity up. She gets the pop-up, but doesn't punish the pop-up. Errant volley into the net. So, opportunity knocks here for Gunning and Rosco.
Well left. Very well left there by Ashley Gunning.
Closes the gap once more to just 1 point. So, another momentum swinger perhaps. But nice step on the volley from Walker. Second scoring opportunity for Claire Rosco and Ashley Gunning. Feels like a big point, feels like a pressure point.
I completely agree. At this point in the game, we're so close to the end. Boils down to a bit of mental resilience.
Marshall does a good job of keeping that ball long. Gunning can't reset into the kitchen. Great footwork from Rosco, but ascendancy back with Marshall and Walker. 2 points for victory. Crucial group stage game here. Catches the line.
Fantastic patience from both these sides. not rushing. And there we go.
And that catches the net tape, and whilst the ATP was on, Gunning didn't recognise it. Pops it up, Marshall puts it away. Game point, Ian Marshall and Tracy Walker, who were 6-0 down at the change of ends. The story unfolding. Is that about the comeback? Left-hand rescue from Marshall, not executed. So, second match point for Marshall and Walker.
It's that pressure of 10. It can kick in sometimes, so see if they can win it on the serve.
Left-hand rescue from Marshall again. And that goes long from Gunning. Great pickup from Marshall. And it is Ian Marshall and Tracy Walker who cement their comeback with victory in the Group B mixed doubles 50+ open. Crucial game. Rosco and Gunning walk away disappointed. Marshall and Walker march on. And next up, it's the return of Bassford and Reynoso, but I think they're going to find this slightly more challenging than the pickle they achieved last time, because they will be facing the equally impressive partnership of Frylink and Kenna. You won't want to miss a thing here live with us at the Tournated Pickleball Cup here in Basingstoke. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back shortly after a word from our sponsors.
Navigating the complexities of international taxation can be challenging. Partnering with a tax consultant from ICXO offers numerous benefits. Our experts provide tailored advice on corporate tax structures, intercompany financing, and tax-efficient cross-border transactions, ensuring compliance and optimal financial outcomes. Specializing in Middle East tax planning, we offer in-depth guidance on regional regulations and negotiations with tax authorities. Additionally, our team assists with transfer pricing policies, aligning with OECD and local regulations, and managing tax risks across multiple jurisdictions. Trust ICXO to navigate the complexities of international taxation effectively. ICXO Tax, less taxing.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Welcome back to the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup here in our mixed doubles open division. And we've got an absolute crackerjack coming up for you next on the show courts. We've got Kenna and Chris Frylink, who are undefeated so far today in their Group A games, taking on Richard Bassford and Noemi Reynoso. Bassford and Reynoso so impressive in their pickle of Kevin J and Lindsay Thomas just a few games ago. We'll be looking to repeat that performance. Frylink and Kenna will be looking to maintain their 100% record, but either way, the standards about to get really good, and the lob from Reynoso catches the baseline. Frylink recovers first time, but not the second, so a nice early start for Reynoso and Bassford. Joining me in the comms booth again for this one, calling the action with expert insight and analysis, is Georgie Gert. Georgie, this has got all the hallmarks of a classic.
Oh yeah, these are 4 titans of pickle we've got on the court right now. We've got a very established partnership with Bassford and Reynoso. And then we've got Frylink and Kenna, who very established in pickleball. I haven't actually seen them partner up before. I don't know about you, Nick. I have to fact check that as well. We've had a few lobs from Reynoso, so I wonder if we'll keep seeing more of them. And they've been perfectly placed right on the baseline.
That 4-point lead's quickly evaporating. 2 points in a row for Frylink and Kenna. But the great angle on the smash from Reynoso, synonymous with the placement of the ball on the overhead as opposed to power Reynoso. Rare error from Bassford there on the returner serve. So just a 1-point game here. Bassford and Reynoso got off to an electric start, but it's Frylink and Kenna who have mounted a comeback.
Fantastic get, Reynoso. Right off the net card. Those are tricky to get. She nailed it.
Yeah, great pickup from Reynoso. Maintains her balance to be able to put the volley away as well.
Another lob! Oh, and that one was just out. Great way to keep your opponents back from that kitchen line, but really hard to execute.
I see that there's a tactic and a strategy here from Reynoso to attempt to lob Kenna when the opportunity arrives.
It's a tricky shot because too much and your ball goes out, too short and you got to be ready to deal with a smash coming right back at you.
Great control, touch and finesse by Reynoso, who seems to be at the top of her game today, Georgie.
I completely agree. Those drives we were seeing in the last game were absolutely fantastic, skimming the net right in the middle. And now we're seeing a different style of play, the shorter, softer balls, which can really catch your opponents by surprise, leave them struggling to get to that kitchen line.
There's a lob utilised to good effect once more. This time causing Frylink to play the overhead backhand smash. Not able to control it. That goes long. So tactic being deployed well by Reynoso and Bassford here. Net cord coming to the aid of Helen Kenna. Reynoso not able to rescue this time around, but second scoring opportunity. Two players advancing through from Group A.
And just out, so now we have change of ends. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, we do.
Yeah, it will be a change of ends now. We've got to 6. And it's Bassford and Reynoso who are just executing their strategy.
I have to say, Reynoso is a fantastic player, but this is some of the best pickleball I've seen her play today. So the tactics are great, the shots are great.
Just receiving some information here in my ear, Georgie, about pickleball
no.
in the Cayman
Oh
Islands.
no, am I completely wrong?
The largest pickleball club in the world with 10,000 members is on the island of Cayman. So an estimated 3,000 people regularly play pickleball, with 200 participating weekly and 1,000 playing regularly.
But what's the population of the Cayman Islands?
Well, I should imagine that you're not far off with 40%, so
Yeah.
well done to you. You win first prize in today's raffle.
Fantastic information.
Reynoso with the power down the middle, catches the net cord, and they move on to 7. They move on to 8, sorry. Whilst we have the Cayman Island facts interlude, it's all about Reynoso and Bassford at the minute, who persist with the strategy of lobbing. Frylink and Kenna on the back foot, undefeated today so far.
Just long there. Fine margins.
Richard Bassford from the great Bassford dynasty of pickleball.
Really strong serve from Frylink there. Steps up the point nicely, but
Second scoring
Gonna go
opportunity,
second
and you
set.
feel Frylink and Kenna need to get over the line now. It's an error from Reynoso, who replays the shots in her own mind. So 3-point game here. Crucial exchanges.
oh
This
my!
time the lob is put away by Helen Kenna. Bassford just not getting enough loft on that ball.
Perfect angle there from Kenna. Fantastic play. You don't need all the power. You just need to put the ball in the right place.
Great precision from Reynoso. So side out. Feel like Bassford and Reynoso need to trouble the scoreboard here to maintain their advantage.
Definitely feels like Frylink and Kenna have really warmed up into this game.
Bassford frustrated, lets out a yelp in anger. Felt like the ball was there on his forehand side to put away.
Luckily his partner Reynoso is there, laughing away. Keeping the mood nice and light. Oh no! Right, just had some terrible information that I have been lying to everyone.
Great power from Reynoso. It is actually, Georgie, 15% of the Cayman Islanders who play pickleball, but you were close, only 25%
40%,
away.
15%, you know. But what is the UK, Nick? Do you know that? I mean, that must be. Come on, let's get Googling.
I think that's
What do you
for,
reckon?
for another show, because the action's warming up here between Kenna, Frylink, Reynoso and Bassford.
All I know is that every tournament we have, we see more and more players, more and more interest, and it's growing exponentially. And the standard is too. Oh, An apology from Frylink there, catching the net cord.
Ball's called good by Bassford and Reynoso. So, Frylink and Kenna in the ascendancy at the minute. That ball goes long from Reynoso, and the wheels are just coming off the wagon slightly.
And it's all evens here at this point in the game. 3 points for each side to win.
It's nice control from Bassford though, just keeps the ball deep on the court. Yeah, great persistence from Bassford and Reynoso, just keeping the ball in play, forcing Kenna and Frylink to play uncomfortable shots, and that causes the side out. So, big moments here.
And that's so important in pickleball. It's not necessarily doing the shot you're comfortable with, but making your opponents uncomfortable, doing what they don't want to do, the shot they don't want to make. If you can force them to do that, you're going to have the advantage.
Second scoring opportunity, drive from Bassford. Wow, defended by
Lightning
Kenna.
fast reaction from Kenna there, fantastic.
Yeah, great defence from Helen Kenna against the onslaught. Bassford would like that one back again, I'm sure. It's Kenna and Frylink who take a lead in this game for the first time. Push descends on the Hampshire Court Hotel.
More lobs in this game than I've seen all weekend, I think, Nick. Wonder if we'll get any more.
An effective strategy when it's deployed accurately. So, another crucial exchange coming up here. 1 point game. Second scoring opportunity. Yeah, that's well played from Bassford and Reynoso. Bassford gives the fist pump, a rare show of emotion from Richard Bassford there. So, 8-9. Got to score, Bassford. Got to get
Oh,
the
why did you
third
say
shot
it,
in.
Nick?
Yeah, got to score. Second
Commentator
opportunity,
concur.
it is, but
They do have another opportunity.
they have another chance here. Got to get their third shots in though.
Just make balls.
And that's great defence from Frylink. Probably best not speeding up on the drive to Frylink while he's set at the kitchen zone.
Feel like Kenna and Frylink have a bit of momentum here, don't you?
Yeah, 2 points from victory for Kenna
Oh.
and Frylink, but that serve
There we go again. Just long.
just a little bit too exuberant.
I think both parties are sensing now. Victory is close. Pushing for that winning shot.
Non-scoring side out, crucial non-scoring side out. Tension builds. Reynoso with ball in hand. 1 point deficit, 3 points for victory. Slice return. Yeah, well played, Chris.
Rally.
Frylink, very comfortable in that mid-court, being able to volley the ball really well. Bassford just slightly slow getting to the kitchen line there. Second scoring opportunity hits the net. Frustration etched all over the face of Bassford. It's a non-scoring side out, 2 non-scoring side outs in a row for Bassford and Reynoso.
Lovely bit of support from Reynoso there. That's what we want to see.
Catches the baseline. What
Oh, the
a
spin on that!
defensive plug from Reynoso. who looks incredibly shocked, holds her hand up to apologise, but no apologies required
Not
because
sure that's the shot she was intending to do, but it's the shot she did.
the defensive strategy
And
was
it
there.
worked lovely.
The net cord comes to aid Helen Kenna again. And is that the bit of luck that just changes the momentum in this game and gets Kenna and Frylink to the magic number of 11? Great encounter here. There's the pop-up.
There we have it.
And the put away from Frylink. Helen Kenna and Chris Frylink left it late, but maintained their 100% success rate. Richard Bassford and Naomi Reynoso walk off thinking about what could have been after having an established lead for the majority of that game, only for one or two errant plays to let them down at the crucial stages. They'll be back for more, I'm sure, in their quest for a gold medal, as will we. Not in our quest for a gold medal, but for more quality pickleball action here, live from the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. Be sure to join us after this short break.
The item began with the goal to develop a better tennis string, then a better racket, then a better ball. But it's transformed into a story beyond our wildest dreams. Out of our passion for racket sports grew a desire to innovate and redefine the game. Then came pickleball, a phenomenon that ignited our purpose. Shaping the industry became our mission, but it led to so much more. Diadem isn't just about redefining sports equipment, it's about empowering you, our players, to lead healthier lives, form friendships that transcend borders and backgrounds, and to get out and play. Pickleball enables us to do what we do best, innovate. But Diadem inspires much more because it's not about the brand, it's about the individuals who bring it to life. Our success isn't tallied in paddles and rackets sold, but in smiles brought to players' faces and the relentless pursuit of improvement. At Diadem, our purpose is simple. We live to unlock experiences. We live to compete not just against opponents, but against friends, families, rivals, and heroes alike. At Diadem, we live for one more game, one more shot, one more moment in this story we are writing together. Welcome to Diadem, where we live to play.
The modern workplace promises flexibility, productivity, and collaboration, but getting there isn't always easy. Many businesses struggle with outdated systems, security concerns, and the challenge of integrating remote and hybrid work environments seamlessly. ICTO delivers modern workplace solutions designed to tackle these challenges head-on. With expertise in cloud integration, enhanced security, and intuitive collaboration tools, ICTO ensures your team can work securely and efficiently from anywhere. Our tailored solutions streamline workflows, reduce the IT headache, and create an agile, future-proof workplace. Plus, with proactive support and strategic guidance, ICTO helps you navigate the ever-changing digital landscape with confidence. Don't let workplace challenges hold your business back. Choose ICTO to transform your workplace into a dynamic, productive, and resilient environment. ICTO, here when you need it.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Welcome back to the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. We're here with another game in our 50 plus mixed doubles open featuring Reynoso and Bassford again. Very familiar with viewers who've been tuning in this afternoon. And they'll be up against Sarah Howell and Andy Hill at the top of your screen, who will be new to viewers but not new to pickleball players, very established players, Andy Hill and Sarah Howell. And I'm pleased to say that I've been joined by Rob Adams.
Nick, thanks for having me back on. It's nice to see Richard, Bassford and Noemi Reynoso back on the show court against Andy Hill and Sarah Howell. I've seen Andy and Sarah play before, so this could be a quick one.
Defence of the lob from Bassford just goes wide.
We saw in the last match Bassford and Reynoso implementing that lob tactic to good effect in the first part of the previous match. And they look like they've carried that over to this game also.
Yeah, that was a nice drive from Bassford that Hill couldn't defend. Bassford just missing the resets into the kitchen there. So Hill and Howell will also need to win this game if they're to progress through to the semi-finals. Great power up from Reynoso. Howell can do nothing with that, so second scoring opportunity here for Hill and Howell, who will be looking to extend their early advantage here.
It's incredible power from Reynoso again on that previous point.
Yeah, lob after lob, proving fruitful for players in our 50 plus division. And it's Andy Hill who puts the overhead smash away with great power and accuracy.
Great technique on that overhead there. You'd love to see that perfect straight down the middle.
Of course, you'll resonate with that, Rob, with your badminton back class and pedigree.
My favourite shot, Nick, you know it. It's one that few players can probably get as much power on it as I can, but Andy Hill there demonstrating that he's definitely got the power to put that overhead away.
Bassford looks to drive on the diagonal cross court. Good leave by Hill. So a non-scoring side out. And it's Hill and Howell who are in the ascendancy, but every time Reynoso speeds up, it tends to be successful, Rob.
Yeah, I've noticed that. She's got very quick hands and she's not afraid to speed the ball up, particularly at Howell, even with Hill attempting to poach, just as Hill knocks that one into the net there.
Yeah, Hill would have wanted that one back, I'm sure.
That is such a lovely inside out forehand slice there from Reynoso. She's not just about power, is she? She's got the touch there to hit that third shot drop right at Howell's feet.
Yeah, and you can see a clear strategy there from Bassford, who dinks repeatedly to Howell with success, but then misfires on the volley.
Interesting to see that Reynoso and Bassford aren't stacking here as they lose that side out. Rather unorthodox way of playing mixed doubles, but it seems to work for them.
Yeah, it's something that they mix up on regular occasions and can sometimes just cause confusion with their opponents. You might find that during the midway point of this game they will choose to stack and reverse that positioning. Bassford just leaves the gap, pops that ball up high, and Howell exploits the space. So what started off as a very good afternoon for Bassford and Reynoso just has the potential to end up slightly uglier than what it started. There's a change of ends early for Hill and Howell. They take a 4-point advantage into the second half of this game. Rob, what do Bassford and Reynoso need to do slightly better here?
I think it's got to be a little bit slower from Bassford and Reynoso. I'd like to see a few more dinks, particularly to that Howell backhand, which should then try and create space for Bassford and Reynoso to speed up at the kitchen. Difficult though when we've seen Hill playing one or two lobs, so which is another interesting tactic that we have seen throughout this afternoon. But I think if Reynoso and Bassford are able to slow that ball down slightly, they then should be able to speed it up at the kitchen, and I'm hoping that will give them the success that they need.
Back underway here then, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel, and it's just errors like that that have crept into the game of Bassford and Reynoso. But what Hill and Howell have done really well is just keep that ball in play, and sometimes making your opponents play one extra shot is just as an effective strategy in pickleball as anything else.
It's an age-old saying, Nick, just make balls, which is what Howell and Hill have been doing very well, as we just see Bassford knock that one into the net after another rally which involved a lob.
And again, nothing special in that rally in terms of making a winning play, just keeping the ball in play, which is just evading Bassford and Reynoso at the minute. And Bassford in particular has got such significant dinking ability, yet we haven't seen him exchange in one dinking rally so far in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as I said at the turn of ends, it was just being a little bit slower from Reynoso and Bassford. So we just see our first dinking rally here.
Yeah, the lob's not good enough from Reynoso, and the extra height from Howell and reach just paying off there as she's able to plunge that ball from out of the air back down at the feet of Bassford, and quickly and impressively they're 2 points away from victory. Hill just sends that ball long though.
Interestingly, we've seen Hill not really crush that serve as we've seen other men in this 50 plus open category do. He's tending to use a bit of a lob serve to try and keep the opponent deeper from the return. Seems to be working well.
Yeah, sometimes difficult to judge on the return as well. See Bassford exploding into action there with a drive on Howell that pays off. Gets away with one on the serve though with the net cord. Yeah, that's lovely from Andy Hill. Great poise, great control, great balance, nice accuracy with the backhand volley.
Hill's coming right across there when Bassford's driving the ball at Howell. We're seeing Hill anticipating that ball and really pushing it back at Bassford's feet, just as we see how, unfortunately, Kirst, the commentator there, hit that backhand into the net. But the right idea there, they're pushing Reynoso and Bassford towards the back of the court.
Scorpion defence by Howell. And puts the overhead smash into the net. It's impressive in defence to begin with. Not so good in attack for that particular point. Mini comeback, Rob.
Could be here as we see Reynoso and Bassford hit that lob game again over Howell. Hill unable to cover those because they're so far across Howell's backhand.
That ball just goes long on the lob reset from Bassford, but nice accumulation of points during that exchange. That ball goes long from Hill.
I'd like to see that from Bassford there. Hill is hitting that much slower serve deeper, and Bassford is slicing that ball right back at the feet of Hill. Good patience there from Bassford.
Again, it just feels like the wrong time to try the lob. Bassford's in the ascendancy with the dinking exchange. Maintain the patience, keep the dink strategy going, but he forfeits the ground and ultimately possibly the match here because it's match point and that is it. Reynoso sends the ball long. Jubilation for Sarah Howell and Andy Hill, who are impressive in their victory. An errant Bassford and Reynoso left ruin their losses once again, and we can see what that means to Sarah Howell, Rob.
Superb stuff there from Hill and Howell, really. They just made more balls than Bassford and Reynoso. And Hill particularly coming across, really executing that power poach at the kitchen line down towards the feet of Bassford and Reynoso. So yeah, very, very good stuff from Hill and Howell.
So we're drawing towards the end of day one here at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. Still got plenty of action to bring you over the next hour or so, including the senior mixed doubles, semi-finals and final. And we'll be back with those and more after this short break. Do not go anywhere.
McGuffin here with Yola Pickleball. This is the new Magnus Lion CAS paddle, stands for carbon abrasion surface. Carbon abrasion on the surface here. It's a double frame carbon fiber construction, great for performance, very durable, and it's edgeless, it's lightweight, it's aerodynamic, and it looks the part, I'll tell you what. It's the same elongated shape that I've been playing with since day one. Yola did a great job with really making the hitting zone very forgiving. It has a ton of pop, and it just seems like the hitting zone is very consistent. This paddle is going to take your game to the next level. Go Yola.
IT landscapes are increasingly complex, with evolving security threats and the growing demand for seamless service delivery. A managed IT SIM platform enables businesses to overcome these challenges by streamlining processes, enhancing operational efficiency, strengthening security measures, and providing a scalable, cost-effective approach to IT service management. iCTO helps businesses optimize their managed IT SIM platforms by providing expert guidance, automation, and strategic IT service management solutions, ensuring efficiency, scalability, and enhanced service delivery while reducing costs and downtime. iCTO, here when you need it.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Tell where my head was at when you found me. Me and you went to.
Began with the goal to develop a better tennis string, then a better racket, then a better ball. But it's transformed into a story beyond our wildest dreams. Out of our passion for racket sports grew a desire to innovate and redefine the game. Then came pickleball, a phenomenon that ignited our purpose. Shaping the industry became our mission, but it led to so much more. Diadem isn't just about redefining sports equipment, it's about empowering you, our players, to lead healthier lives, form friendships that transcend borders and backgrounds, and to get out and play. Pickleball enables us to do what we do best, innovate. But Diadem inspires much more because it's not about the brand, it's about the individuals who bring it to life. Our success isn't tallied in paddles and rackets sold, but in smiles brought to players' faces and the relentless pursuit of improvement. At Diadem, our purpose is simple. We live to unlock experiences. We live to compete not just against opponents, but against friends, families, rivals, and heroes alike. At Diadem, we live for one more game, one more shot, one more moment in this story we are writing together. Welcome to Diadem, where we live to play.
The modern workplace promises flexibility, productivity, and collaboration, but getting there isn't always easy. Many businesses struggle with outdated systems, security concerns, and the challenge of integrating remote and hybrid work environments seamlessly. ICTO delivers modern workplace solutions designed to tackle these challenges head-on. With expertise in cloud integration, enhanced security, and intuitive collaboration tools, ICTO ensures your team can work securely and efficiently from anywhere. Our tailored solutions streamline workflows, reduce the IT headache, and create an agile, future-proof workplace. Plus, with proactive support and strategic guidance, ICTO helps you navigate the ever-changing digital landscape with confidence. Don't let workplace challenges hold your business back. Choose ICTO to transform your workplace into a dynamic, productive, and resilient environment. ICTO, here when you need it.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Neither have we. You find out and let me know that. Welcome back to the Tournated Basingstoke Cup here, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel. As dusk descends here in the UK, we're very much looking to brighten up proceedings with the mixed doubles semi-final in our senior open division. First semi-final will feature Tracy Walker and Ian Marshall taking on Helen Kenna and Chris Frylink. They'll be looking to ascertain a place in the gold medal matchup in what's been a really competitive afternoon in a competitive bracket here at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. Our men's division earlier on today, we saw success for Gregory and Bright, followed by our women's open division, success for Cannings and Randall. Now we're looking for winners of our senior mixed division before previewing a competitive day tomorrow, where my co-commentator for this semi-final, Rob Adams, will feature. Rob, you must be looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I love mixed doubles. I think it's great. It's going to be very tough. As I think we were saying before, Nick, the standard is improving. Every PickleB tournament that I attend, the standard is ever increasing. So tomorrow will be tough, but it will definitely be fun.
Yeah, Steve Beale and Simon Farr do a magnificent job, along with the team, on putting events on that are inclusive for all players of all standards and abilities and ages across both gender categories. And our over 50s mixed doubles is definitely one of the highlights of the weekend. In the second semi-final on court 2, we see Reynoso and Bassford warming up. They'll be taking on Hill and Bourgoin. But in the meantime, on the show court here, we're scheduled to get underway. Once we've got a ball, Marshall for getting the ball. So it'll be Marshall and Walker at the top of your screen, Frylink and Kenna at the bottom. It's a race to 11 here in our semi-final, but win by 2, Rob.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle. We're definitely going to see Frylink here use his power and his aggression against Walker and Marshall, for sure.
Yeah, like we've seen throughout the day, Frylink and Kenna will be favourites here, but Walker and Marshall have just produced the goods when it's really mattered throughout the course of the afternoon, and now it matters most. Question is, can they produce it one more time?
It is going to be difficult for them, with Frylink and Kenna using their power, as we see Frylink hit a huge overhead there, almost at the kitchen line. I think Walker and Marshall are definitely going to have to look at slowing this game down and utilising the angles around the kitchen to create those openings where they can potentially find a way to hit some winners.
Gold medalists have been crowned across all divisions today in our gender and mixed doubles categories. Over 372 players here this weekend, and Helen Kenna is one of the highlights of those 372, just working her way through mid-court and punching that volley to the feet of Walker.
Some great aggression there from Kenna, something that we don't usually see. We usually see Frylink coming in there and looking to poach those shots, but Helen Kenna there finishing off her own drop and speed up of the net.
Action underway in both semi-finals here in our senior mixed doubles competition. open level. And it's a fast start from Frylink and Kenna. Marshall looking to put the brakes on that start though. Just lifting his elbow to try and get a hit on that ball, which sails onto court 2 where our second semi-final is happening. Bassford and Reynoso looking to secure victory against Bourgoin and Hill.
Marshall looks like he's finding his feet a bit more in this semi-final, utilising his aggression there. Just as I say that, he hits one long of the baseline, but a lovely, well-constructed rally there.
It's a difficult shot to execute though, Rob. That ball's below the height of the knee, bouncing on the kitchen line. Really difficult to get that ball up and down there with any level of velocity.
Yeah, it's very difficult, that, particularly when you're so close to the net. You've really got to be generating a substantial amount of topspin to get that ball up and over and onto that baseline.
Great angle from Tracy Walker. I'm not too sure how she finds that, but she does so impressively well. Leans to her left-hand side and opens her wrist up, almost like a reverse overhead volley, Rob.
Reminds me a bit of a badminton round the head cross-court slice with that type of shot she played there. Exceptionally well played, right on the far side of the court.
And Marshall and Walker, although they're behind here, they've just done a good job at slowing things down, getting that ball into the kitchen and waiting for the right moment before striking. And there again, exquisite placement from Marshall, but it's the point construction that creates the winning opportunity.
It's very good work there from Marshall. He's kept the ball on Kenna, and Frylink has then looked at coming across to poach the ball, and Marshall's then played it right down Frylink's forehand side, just as we see Frylink play an exceptional mid-court volley there, right on the line.
Great power from Marshall this time around, just working his way towards the kitchen line, punching volley after volley towards Kenna. Marshall distracted by the barrier, but they're not going to replay that point for surroundings or environmental issues.
I've been really impressed with how Marshall has felt his way into this match. He's perhaps a little bit nervous at the start, and he's really brought on his aggression here as we see the Marshall and Walker get closer to Frylink and Kenna.
Tracy Walker wants to replay the point there, but that's an environmental feature, and Simon Farr, one of the tournament directors, just confirms that there'll be no lets. We're not replaying the point, not on Simon Farr's watch. I think replaying the point there, Simon, would kind of deflate Frylink from playing the ball long towards the baseline in the first place, and those environmental features are just natural part of point construction.
Exactly that. Is that actually Walker ran into the barrier himself, so he caused the problem, so you can't then replay the point for something he caused. the only time you're going to replay the point is when something else interfered with the point. So a ball comes on court, Georgie gets drunk and throw glass all over the court, whatever happens. But that wasn't an environment, that was his fault that caused the problem.
Yeah, that's a static object as part of the court setup as opposed to a movable or interfering object. So great call here from Simon Farr from the commentary box. So change of ends has happened in amongst all of that description. Walker just sends that ball out wide. So Kenna and Frylink very much got the momentum with them, have maintained the lead throughout this semi-final. Marshall just sends that long, and I just feel that's the difference, Rob, between the two sets of players at the minute. Marshall and Walker have just got the ability to make one or two more errors than Frylink and Kenna.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way Frylink and Kenna are constructing the rallies is forcing Marshall and Walker to perhaps play one more shot than they would like to, which is then causing them to make those unforced errors. I have been really impressed though with how Marshall has felt his way into this game and shown that he is able to be more aggressive.
That's 2 errors though from Kenna, and maybe a slight shift here. Great rescue on the left hand of Ian Marshall, the ambidextrous Ian Marshall. Plays with his right hand, plays with his left hand. And now we've got a 1-point game, Rob.
Again, I'm really impressed with how Marshall has shown his aggression here to sort of come across here and force the error from Kenna yet again. His tail is definitely wagging here, Nick.
And it's Frylink who is frozen out of the game whilst Marshall wags his tail.
Super consistency there from Walker. And to be honest with you, Nick, Frylink's probably not touched the ball in the last 4 rallies.
Completely frozen out, and it's all about the strategy here from Marshall. What a great rescue from Chris Frylink, who manages to find the line just as Marshall and Walker were creeping closer to that magic mark of 11.
Frylink just rubbing the edge of his paddle there, looking like he probably utilised the edge of it to hit that overhead.
Frylink plays 2 shots in a row though, and it's 2 winning rallies for Frylink and Kenna. Body bag time. Marshall is tagged by Frylink. X40 tattooed all over his stomach as Frylink explodes through the mid-court, and when Frylink's involved, Kenna and Frylink win the points. And there we go again. For the 4th time in a row, Frylink plays a shot, they win the point. And that brings up match point for Kenna and Frylink. This was Walker's game, this was Marshall's game, but all of a sudden, it's Kenna and Frylink's 2nd match point. Opportunity to play in the gold medal match awaits. And that's out, and it is Kenna and Frylink who proceed on to the 50+ mixed doubles final. Commiserations to a very spirited Ian Marshall and Tracy Walker. They'll go into the bronze medal match where I'm sure they'll keep up their high quality pickleball prowess, but it is Chris Frylink and Helen Kenna who managed to get over the line in semi-final number 1. I'm not too sure if we've got any camera footage what's happening on court 2 at the minute? No, the technical director, the tired technical director, shakes his head and says no, but I can see the action from where I am. I'm not too sure what the score is. Reynoso and Bassford versus Hill and Bourgoin, that's still going on, so we'll await to see who makes their way into the final. But Rob, hoping you'll be joining me for what's sure to be a high quality final.
Nick, it may be out of my hands, I'm afraid. We'll see if I'm around to join for the final.
Okay, Rob, well, whether you're here or not, it's been a pleasure having you in the commentary booth. And Georgie, too, thanks for your insight, analysis and expertise this afternoon. We'll maybe see you after the break, maybe not, but either way, we'll be back after this short ad break.
Up in here with Yola Pickleball. This is the new Magnus Lion CAS paddle, stands for carbon abrasion surface. Carbon abrasion on the surface here. It's a double frame carbon fiber construction, great for performance, very durable, and it's edgeless, it's lightweight, it's aerodynamic, and it looks the part, I'll tell you what. It's the same elongated shape that I've been playing with since day one. Yola did a great job with really making the hitting zone very forgiving, has a ton of pop, and it just seems like the hitting zone is very consistent. This paddle is going to take your game to the next level. Go Yola.
IT landscapes are increasingly complex, with evolving security threats and the growing demand for seamless service delivery. A managed IT SIM platform enables businesses to overcome these challenges by streamlining processes, enhancing operational efficiency, strengthening security measures, and providing a scalable, cost-effective approach to IT service management. iCTO helps businesses optimize their managed IT SIM platforms by providing expert guidance, automation, and strategic IT service management solutions, ensuring efficiency, scalability, and enhanced service delivery while reducing costs and downtime. iCTO, here when you need it.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of every pickleball league.
Could you tell where my head was at when you found me? Me and you went to...
And we are back here at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup. On behalf of PickleB.co.uk and Pickleball Events, powered by Skechers Pickleball and Franklin. If you've stepped away for a moment, you won't want to miss what's coming up, because on show court, it is the grand finale, the showpiece of the evening. It's the open mixed doubles final featuring Chris Frylink and the ultra impressive Kenna. They'll be taking on Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin in what's scheduled to be an absolute classic here. So like, share and subscribe, because you won't want to miss.
With Yola Pickleball, this is the new.
We're about to get started, and joining me on comms for the final is Simon Farr. Simon, the two best teams on show here in our open mixed division, battling it out. This is going to be great.
I'm really looking forward to this one, actually, Nick. I think they're really evenly matched teams. It'll be interesting to see the tactics that each team employs against the other. Early points scored to Helen Kenna and Chris Frylink. Interesting, Frylink straight to the lob again.
Whatever you're doing, make sure you're tuning in to your screens right now. Forget the FA Cup final, forget Eubank versus Ben. The main sporting action of the weekend is about to unfold. The biggest stories, the biggest headlines right here for PickleB and Pickleball Events. In our final, we've got a race to 11 in each game, but you must get to 2 games to be able to take home the gold medal. Frylink and Kenna arrive unbeaten all afternoon and evening. Bourgoin and Hill arrive with a tail between their legs after overcoming Bassford and Reynoso in the Court 2 semi-final quite comfortably. That ball just takes an awkward bounce. Frylink sends it long.
Felt like Chris Frylink just forced the point there. He could have let that just drop in and dink off at Ron to take it out of the air.
Early exchanges in our final. Frylink and Kenna have shown us today that whether they're leading from the front or having to come from behind, they've got the capability to do both. And what a great lob there, Simon, from Frylink. More and more as the day's gone on, as we've gone into our senior division, we've seen the lob deployed as a shot and a tactic with great regularity.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weapon. There's no two ways about it, because you just don't expect them to go in. But Chris hits them pretty much 9 out of 10, I'd say. And, you know, you're just on the back foot. It's a bit like a drop goal in rugby. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, really impressed with Chris Frylink. Every time I watch him, nice and composed on court, nice and controlled. Lots of class. And that carry just goes wide from Kenna. Hill walks away casually, just controls himself. Very experienced and adept at just managing his emotions in between points, Nathan Hill. And the disguise, the unplanned disguise from Frylink and Kenna just comes to bear fruit there. It's nice to see Helen Kenna at the top of her game as well here, Simon.
Yeah, she's had a few partners in the last few years. Obviously, with Rob Williams for quite some time, but I think poor old Robert's body's letting him down a little bit. So, yeah, but I think this is a really good partnership for her. Chris is a strong player, but also lets her play as well, which is great to see in the mixed doubles game.
Lovely lady on and off court as well, Helen Kenna, to match her pickleball ability. Bourgoin just sends that serve wide. And the partnership of Bourgoin and Hill are very well established in comparison to Kenna and Frylink here. That's nice control from Hill at the kitchen. Just puts that volley into an irretrievable place. Great rescue from Frylink. Good communication for Bourgoin. And the lob from Frylink again comes to fruition. Hill and Bourgoin switched, but ultimately it's the attacking shot of the lob that wins the rally. It's a great standard, Simon.
Absolutely. And again, that lob from Chris Frylink right on the money causes Claire and Nathan to go back to the back of the court, and they win the point off of it. Really, really clever tactic.
Nathan Hill just expressing a little bit of emotion after that point, trying to get himself going. Yeah, really nice drive from Frylink, choosing to target the player who's stuck on the baseline as opposed to the player at the kitchen line. Hill and Bourgoin found themselves front and back rather than side to side. I just feel strategy-wise they need to keep the ball away from Frylink as much as possible if they're to have success, Hill and Bourgoin, Simon.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Exactly from the last game, wasn't it? Chris got a bit cold, wasn't playing, and the other team were winning. So, yeah, it's definitely a strategy for Hill and
Something for them to reflect on, maybe, at some point. Nicely put away from Helen Kenna, who reads the play from Nathan Hill. Hill tries to speed up out wide. Kenna positions herself nicely on the sideline and just pops that volley away. So we're tied here in the first game at 4-4. Nathan Hill gets away with it and shouts that's what he wants. But on another play, Frylink just powers that ball away, Simon.
Yeah, those are hard to call shots, aren't they? So that should have been a put away for Chris, but no one's perfect. And again, on the other hand of the side, there's Nathan putting it into the net straight away. He'd normally put those away 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, 2 high balls missed by both Hill and Frylink here on the volley. That catches the sideline. Got to keep the ball away from the forehand of Frylink because it's a weapon of mass destruction. Ball just goes wide from Kenna. Frylink sees the funny side of it. So, tight affair, edgy affair. Quality pickleball though. High standard.
his competitions are a long old day, and you just feel when he gets to the final, there's got to be a bit of tiredness creeping in. It seems at points being won at the moment by mistakes rather than winners.
Yeah, it's very late on day one here. 10 hours for Simon, myself, and Colin in the commentary booth here. Colin, our technical director.
Technical geek, really. You didn't hear that.
All thoroughly enjoyable though, and the ball rolls across the net tape and just falls favourably for Frylink. Apology comes. I'm not too sure it was meant though, and both sides have endured non-scoring side out after non-scoring side out. 4 non-scoring side outs in a row. Potential for another one here, which just highlights and identifies 2 things. 1, it's edgy and players are nervous. 2, the team who get to the kitchen line first are in the ascendancy. 5th non-scoring side out in a row. Let's see if Bourgoin and Hill can trouble Simon Farr's index finger on the scoreboard here. Not on the first occasion. Hill tries the soft hand reset into the kitchen. Just sends it into the net. Short serve, slice return. That's not coming back. Yes, it is. That's not coming back though. Boom from Chris Frylink. And Simon Farr, 6 non-scoring side outs in a row.
All I can say is I'm just glad it's the end of the day, because if we would schedule it now, we'd be panicking. Oh my God, this match is going to go on forever. I know I sound really boring, but it is a fact. A thing, I should say.
Simon Farr goes to bed thinking of logistics, wakes up thinking of logistics. But there we see our first point in 7 exchanges.
Quite interesting. That's always things that I've found that's a bit of a game changer when you've been stuck on a point, whether it's 3-2, 1-0 or whatever else. Oh, just prove me wrong. You normally go on a run and then it goes in there.
You're normally right, Simon Farr, and they've still got the opportunity to do that. Just go. That mini advantage seems fairly seismic at this stage. As you allude to, when you've been stuck on a scoreline for so long and then you're able to get off it again, sometimes you can go on a run, but not to be here. So 1 point the damage on that turnaround. Bourgoin quite wisely having a chat with Nathan Hill here and probably saying more to him than turn your cap around. Nicely placed, and you can see the joy in the reaction of Bourgoin because they've won a point.
That's a mental battle when you get stuck on those points and you're just like, I've got to win a point, I've got to win a point. Yeah, big relief for both of that partnership.
1 breeds 2.
Here we go, this is the run that I was talking about.
Have you got a saying about London buses or something like that, Simon, to go with this?
That's an old one, mate. I'll try and make one up now. Let me have a little thing. I'm so old, I remember the horse and carriage.
That's how you arrived today, wasn't it?
I'm all electric, mate. Green me.
Simon Farr doing his bit for the climate. I believe PickleB do something for the environment in relation to recycled balls as well. Simon, is that right?
So I missed that.
PickleB do something in relation to recycled pickleballs at the end of the day, or squash balls?
We're making trophies out of recycled pickleballs for the end of the Franklin Pickleball Tour, basically, courtesy of Maisie Wise. It's nothing on the scale of Jack and Freddie at UK Pickleball Shop, though, who are actually making paddles out of recycled pickleballs.
Yeah, and I think that's linked into the Sam Bassford Classroom to Court initiative. So those pieces of equipment are being funded, which is ultra impressive, but nice to see organisations here in the UK such as the Pickleball Shop and PickleB taking use of plastics seriously. Meanwhile, Hill punches another volley deep towards the baseline, and they've got a 2-point advantage in this crucial first game. Neither team garnering any level of momentum. Remains ultra competitive here in the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup.
I wonder if Bourgoin and Hill can build on that, because they've had a non-scoring side out and they've gone 2 points up. So a couple more points from this side out, and it's still going to be the pressures on Kenna and Frylink. Oh, that was out.
It's going out. Nevertheless, Rally stays live.
Oh.
Chris Frylink is late on that. Hill shouts, "Come on!" And it's a 3-point lead now for Hill and Bourgoin. For my liking, Simon, Chris Frylink is still hitting too many balls.
Yeah, but also, like I said about the pressure, is that he knew he had to put that away, and what happens? He puts it in the net. So there's a 3-point advantage. Pressure is definitely back on Kenna and Frylink.
Aggression from Nathan Hill, who flexes himself, shows his feathers, peacocking here in our mixed doubles open final. They go into a 4-point lead, and they have ascertained the ascendancy.
And he's still got a chance to finish this with two points left.
Yeah, they want to get this first game under their belt as soon as possible. Now Frylink will look to arrest that momentum.
Frylink closing out. All Kenna. There we go. Free someone out, suddenly got one shot. And it doesn't go in.
Yeah, great strategy from Bourgoin, and Hill brings up game points. Great reactions from Nathan Hill, not once but twice. But the gap's left by Bourgoin. Frylink exposes it.
Pressure's still back on Frylink and Kenna now, because they've got to score from the side out. And there he probably took a ball that was going out because of that pressure.
Yeah, pressure's talent here, and it's Bourgoin and Hill who have perfected a way to get into the lead here. Oh, and Hill just hits Helen in the face. Kenna's fine, I'm pleased to report.
She's tough, Helen. She'll deal with that well.
Never nice for a glasses wearer to get the ball on the head. But Hill's just stepped it up a peg or two here, Simon.
It feels that way, doesn't it? He's definitely got the tail on his legs. He knows they're in the ascendancy.
And there we go again. All class from Nathan Hill, who put his foot on the accelerator and fairly zoomed away in that first game. So Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin take the first game of the final. They'll look to seal the deal in the second game. And Frylink and Kenna are left discussing the strategy of how they're going to make a comeback, because they must win this second game, Simon.
Yeah, it's always tricky, isn't it, with a best of three, is that so the pressure shifts a little bit now in terms of it's a bit more on Bourgoin and Hill because they're 1-love up and they don't want to go into a third set. So they'll want to win the second game, but if Frylink and Kenna can just get a few points on the board early doors, suddenly they'll be thinking, oh, we don't want to go to a third game. So it's all about the mental toughness of the players, about how they'll deal with everything comes in whatever comes over the net.
Yeah, so Helen Kenna and Chris Frylink deep in discussion there, and if I had some advice to them at this stage in proceedings, I'd be looking to think a little bit more down towards the left-hand side of Bourgoin onto her backhand, try and find her left foot or the space around her left foot, and just cut out those attacking options for Bourgoin. Very talented on that forehand drive mid-court and on the baseline, but bring her to the kitchen line and then play onto her left foot for backhand dinking purposes. But we'll see what develops. It's a must-win for Frylink and Kenna. And we've got our results in from our bronze medal match as well, Simon. And the bronze goes to Ian Marshall and Tracy Walker.
Wow, didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, but they've been the most consistent pair throughout the course of the day between them and their opponents. So would have expected a victory. Well, Bassford and Reynoso would have been the favourites there, but Walker and Marshall have clearly applied their consistent game when it mattered there in that medal matchup, so they walk away with a bronze medal. Congratulations to Marshall and Walker. That's better from Kenna.
It's interesting what Scott was saying earlier about how the game's changed again, where people are actually bringing people into the kitchen. You feel like that's what Frylink and Kenna need to do, actually, because every time Frylink smashes the ball at Hill, he resets. He's really good with the volley. Make him and Claire, didn't he?
Yeah, completely agree, Simon Farr. It's the strategy that's going to be most effective, I think, for Frylink and Kenna. It's that power game with the ball just lofting up over and over again, as you see there. It's just really easy, it seems, for Bourgoin and Hill to either punish or reset, where if they get that ball bouncing into the kitchen, it just creates a different dimension and an alternative challenge for them.
And also, it's another mental thing to think about, isn't it? So they'll realise the strategy's changed, and they'll think, why is that? You know, just cause a bit of confusion, a bit of uncertainty.
Yeah, and it's patience that's lacking here for Kenna and Frylink. Frylink just making 1 or 2 errors here, just trying to do a little bit too much at times, where resetting the ball into that kitchen, as Simon Farr advises, might be a better strategy. Easy to see when you're off court though. The ball was going long and Hill volleyed it. Again, just struggles to see the lines sometimes, Hill, with his colour blindness, but
oh, is that it? I was going to say, because he's a great player, but there's a few outballs now he's hit, which would seem at his level of play, he would just let those go.
And again, he'll never use that as an excuse, but
was a factor.
Yeah, it's a fact. And it must be challenging at times. Oh, there we go. That's what we've been asking for, Simon Farr.
It's like Helen's been listening to us.
Helen Kenna enjoying the fruits of her labour there, getting the ball to bounce in the kitchen and wins the point. Simple game, pickleball, isn't it, Simon?
It can be. I think sometimes the players make it more complicated than you think it is. So yeah, as you say, go back to single pickleball. And Nathan doesn't look comfortable, does he?
No.
Every time it's gone in by his feet, he's popped it.
Yeah, the ball bounced in the kitchen again. Hill pops up, and Kenna just not able to exploit the pop-up with the volley. But the strategy was there. The strategy was effective. It was just the finishing gloss that was missing. Nice deep return from Frylink.
Still driving the ball. Drop it in the kitchen. There we go.
That time she's just unlucky. Helen Kenna, who tries to treat the ball like a caterpillar, extending it over the net, lifting it over the net, praying that it goes over to the net.
Pretty sure that is illegal.
That speed up's going long from Hill.
Yeah,
And he knows it as well. He's got away with one. Kenna plays, possibly thinking about the headshot earlier on. Either way, it's Bourgoin and Hill. We have a 1 point lead again. And that's long from Frylink, Simon.
I reckon they are listening to us now because that's the first one Nathan's left. Look, it's charging for this coaching.
Simon Farr, logistics manager, commentator, and also coach, as well as commentator. No job too big.
I thought you were going to say entrepreneur then.
Got the lots. Yeah, it's nice reset from Nathan Hill. Claire Bourgoin with the finishing play. And they've got a 3 point lead here and are 5 points away from the gold medal in our Tournated Pickleball Cup. Second scoring opportunity here.
So we'll stop for the little conversation, try and get the tactics right for the next point.
Yeah, that's great play from Bourgoin, and Kenna just with the error there in the kitchen. But Claire Bourgoin and Nathan Hill are looking strong here in their quest for gold in our final game of the day. Wherever you're joining us from around the world or here in the UK, we thank you for joining us today here on behalf of PickleB.co.uk and Pickleball Events. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for our mixed doubles and senior gender doubles. That's great power from Nathan Hill. once more. Frylink and Kenna are just really struggling to trouble the scoreboard here.
I was just about to say, you feel they've got to score a point on this side out, and they can go and do that. So we'll just see if they can get on a bit of a run now.
Coming up after this final, we'll have an interview with our winners before closing out the coverage, so stay with us. Great work through the transition zone by Hill, gets to the kitchen line, and as he describes to us in the commentary booth, punches the volley towards Helen Kenna. Big speed up from Frylink on the drive. Bourgoin thought about leaving it, just couldn't get a paddle out the way. So, second scoring opportunity. 2 points from the gold medal here for Hill and Bourgoin. Ball takes. Big bounce off the top spin roll. So, now or never, Simon.
It feels that way, doesn't it? And although you can always say when you get to 9, you're only 2 away, and there's a bit of pressure on Bourgoin because they've only got to win those 2 points, and something that adds. There we go. So there's a mistake from him trying to play what he thinks is the right game.
Just wonder if Kenna and Frylink just get some momentum, and again she works the ball.
Everything right, into his feet, pop up, but unfortunately put him from there.
No, we've seen in this second game the strategy we was mentioning, Simon, about getting that ball to bounce in the kitchen.
Yeah,
is definitely there for the taking. Just a couple of missed opportunities on the volley. Yeah, look at that from Nathan Hill, just peppering Helen Kenna. Gets the side out. So, is it time to crown the champions of our mixed doubles over 50s here?
That's a great work point by Hill.
Championship point, Simon Farr, it's championship point, it's gold medal point. Bourgoin and Hill can seal the deal here and walk away from Basingstoke, the Hampshire Court Hotel, with the gold medals. Not just yet, because that's nicely defended by Kenna and Frylink, who keeps their hopes alive. Second championship point, second gold medal point here at the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup.
Big save from Bourgoin. There we go.
And there it is, Nathan Hill and Claire Bourgoin are our over 50s mixed doubles gold medalists for the Tournated Basingstoke Pickleball Cup, here live from the Hampshire Court Hotel, powered by Skechers and Franklin. Congratulations to Hill and Bourgoin. They'll be absolutely thrilled with their gold medal. We'll be catching up with them shortly. Commiserations to Frylink and Kenna, for whom the final just seemed one step too far, but they walk away with the silver medal. It's Walker and Marshall with the bronze. But I'll be back with an interview with Hill and Bourgoin after a short break, where we'll summarise the winners of day 1, preview day 2, and grab that important chat with our successful duo, Hill and Kenna. Don't go anywhere.
Navigating the complexities of international taxation can be challenging. Partnering with a tax consultant from ICXO offers numerous benefits. Our experts provide tailored advice on corporate tax structures, intercompany financing, and tax-efficient cross-border transactions, ensuring compliance and optimal financial outcomes. Specializing in Middle East tax planning, we offer in-depth guidance on regional regulations and negotiations with tax authorities. Additionally, our team assists with transfer pricing policies, aligning with OECD and local regulations, and managing tax risks across multiple jurisdictions. Trust ICXO to navigate the complexities of international taxation effectively. ICXO Tax, less taxing.
Welcome back to the Tournated Pickleball Cup here live from the Hampshire Court Hotel. I'm pleased to say that I've been joined by our over 50s mixed doubles gold medalists for the day, Claire Bourgoin and Nathan Hill, who were ultra impressive in our final. Claire, if I can come to you first, you must be absolutely delighted with the gold medal.
I'm very delighted. Thank you very much. Nathan played brilliantly towards the end of the day. No, it was really good, really fantastic. Standard is improving all of the time. And yeah, just very happy to get the win.
And Nathan, ultra competitive in the group stages, managed to work your way out of the group through the semi-finals into the final. You must be pleased to walk away with silverware.
Yeah, delighted with the gold. We had our usual slow start though in the group, and we just got better throughout. And it does seem that the better player we play, the better we get, and the more positive and competitive we are. But the standard's just getting better and better here.
Yeah, and the final itself, Claire, it was difficult to call for us in the commentary booth a winner, given the back class of yourselves and Chris Frylink and Helen Kenna. What was the strategy for you and Nathan going into the final, and how did those plays develop for you?
I think we tried to keep it away from Christo. So definitely play on the lady. And yeah, the softer, shorter ball and then getting into the games was really helpful, I think.
Yeah, highly effective, that's for sure, Claire. And for you, Nathan, we saw you just accelerate as the first game went on in the final there. We were tied at 4-4 for a long period of time, but you in particular seemed to put your foot to the floor and play some power volleys at the kitchen line. Did it feel like that to you during the game?
As the game started off, I was struggling to hit many shots because obviously most of the balls go into Claire, but she's brilliant at dropping it in, and then I'm just looking to pounce the moment there's a pop-up. But as the game went on, Claire's drops were just getting better and better, so my long arms were just reaching out. So yeah, I'm a bit renowned for that, obviously. So.
No, fantastic performance from you both here today. Very well deserving winners of the gold medal. You walk away with the Tournated Pickleball Cup title as number 1 players in the over 50s category. So congratulations to you both.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, Nick.
And that's the end of the footage here today, live from the Hampshire Court Hotel. A big thank you to Tournated, Skechers and Franklin, our sponsors. Also to OBSBot for providing the cameras for our live stream. It's not all for the action this weekend though. Day 1 culminates with success for Bright and Gregory this morning. It culminates for success for Randall and Cannings this afternoon. And we finish there with success for Bourgoin and Hill. But we'll be back with more action tomorrow with our open category mixed doubles and our senior gender doubles as well. Be sure to join us because day 2 promises to be just as successful as day 1. And remember, it's not just pickleball, it's showtime here, live from Basingstoke. Wherever you've joined us from around the world, we thank you very much and we look forward to your support back here tomorrow for more pickleball action for PickleB events at pickleb.co.uk. I've been Nick Obbis. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night and God bless.